As we take a look at Jenny Dacona, maybe a little bit on the undersized, but you can't measure heart. The referee, Jose Luis Munuera Montero. Inigo Prieto, Alfonso Baena running the lines. Victor Perez is the fourth official here today. Benzema wearing the captain's armband for Real Madrid. For those of you being sports loyal viewers, you had the chance to get up close and personal with Thibaut Courtois over the holidays, and he's making himself at home in that net. Casemiro back in the midfield. This looks very familiar, but for Eder Militao and Ferland Mendy, who slot into that back line. On the bench, take a look. A lot of the new faces, although Nacho's return does give Zinedine Zidane some depth. The two managers.
Well, this is a fourth year for Zinedine Zidane. He came in on January 4th in 2016, and what an introduction it was. 9 trophies for the great Zizou, including, of course, the 3 consecutive Champions Leagues.
And we are underway, and a happy 2020 for all who are watching along with us. This round 19 encounter of La Liga Santander. Luka Modric trying to steal the ball away, does keep it in play briefly, knocked aside. Jose Bausheim and Macias on our Spanish side. Phil Shane alongside Ray Hudson, and we are glad you've joined us. The towering Alain Nyon marauding down this near side, but the cross in, gobbled up by David Soria. Ray, this Getafe side in the sky blue, taking huge steps under Jose Bordalas. 7th place, but if they get the win at home, could climb up to the top 4 spots, right on the heels of Real Madrid.
No surprise in a lot of ways, Phil. They finished 5th last year. This is a good team, and they may not have the glamour superstars of their crosstown rivals, of course, but there's certainly a team that can take points from Real Madrid, and Real Madrid are desperate for the points here today, no question about it. The 3 dropped draws that they've got to be looked at as dropped opportunities. Zidane made it clear that this season he wants La Liga. It's been too long. Only 2 La Liga championships in the last decade is not good enough for the Royal Whites, despite their glory in Europe. So we'll see what this one brings out here today. A game that both teams really would be coming away with 3 points, will be a big springboard for the rest of the season. What a ball!
And a through ball in for Bale, but it's on his right foot, looking for help.
What a pass! Casemiro, I believe, Phil. I believe it was him. There's a good close-up of him. You Brazilian beauty. The big, bulging Brazilian eyes picks this pass out to perfection. That is truly a magisterial ball, played through 3 lanes, right into Gareth Bale. And as you said, Phil, just very hesitant to pull it on his right foot, but he had a clear look at Soria's net. Nothing in support. Have a crack. What a ball. You people with your fancy machines, go back and take a look at that and wear the batteries out in that remote.
Chance battling for it. The ex-Barcelona boy, Cucurella. Kind of a howl playing it back to Thibaut Courtois.
Well, so far, the best pass of 2020.
Militao sees it roll across. Angel Rodriguez, Jaime Mata, maybe not quite the cachet of Bale, Benzema, and Isco, but They've been dangerous.
Late arriving crowd.
Well, it is the new year. Maybe they still had some bubbly. Far side Mendy.
Clean again. Lovely touches on the ball from Varane.
Oh, poked away at the last moment. Modric for the throw in. There's a good look at Cucurella.
Super player, 21-year-old Barcelona loanee Phil. Marc Cucurella. I'd be very surprised if the Blaugrana do not take him back after this season.
With the injuries to Jordi Alba, I think many Barca fans wish they would have brought him this year.
Yeah, good header here as well.
A slip from Toni Kroos. As you point out, fans still pouring into the stadium named after Alfonso Perez, a hometown boy, but never actually played for Getafe. Courtois spanks it down that far side, just getting it out of danger.
Early pressure from Portalas's men. Getafe really pressing high and strong and confidently, and pinned Real Madrid back. And only one player so far that spotted that press to be exploited, and that's Casemiro. With that, I'm not tired of saying it, and I'm not going to stop it. What a ball!
Modric on the turn, getting up there in years, but the skill level still amazing. Mendy can't bring it down under control. Spins around, gets through Damian Suarez, and now for Isco. Back wide for the Frenchman. Trying to get the cross in. Slight deflection into the path of Soria.
Good, strong player, this Frenchman. 53 million euros. Isco getting, I want to say a rare start, but it's been sporadic. And of course, sadly, no Eden Hazard and no Sergio Ramos. Again, another selective into French football's best 11 of the decade, Phil. There were 9 La Liga players in that team. 9 La Liga players. Say it loud and say it proud. 9 La Liga players. And he might have been up there for the coach. But I don't think they give anybody to coach that team. But amazing. Virgil van Dijk getting in there.
How'd that happen?
Good footballer, Phil.
Knotted back by Suarez, trying to bring it down. Mata actually make that Angel Rodriguez. Cross Militao, bumped off the ball. Arambari trying to get there, but almost pressed through for Mata. There was a question as to how aggressive Courtois would be off of his line. Tended to be more of a line keeper in his early days, but Zidane has encouraged him, and he seems to be starting to get it a little more aggressive.
Well, he's certainly learning the deficiencies of Real Madrid's defense in a lot of ways. The great Keylor Navas did such a magisterial job in covering over all of those lapses, and it took Courtois a little bit of a time, but he certainly has improved on the lane, off the lane, and his confidence, his body language in every way. It's a long time to go for Thibaut to elevate into Keylor Navas and Saint Casillas territory, but it's certainly a big improvement for Zidane's goalkeeper. I think that encourages right the way through the team, Phil. But as we said in the start of this game, there was 3 draws on the bounce for Real Madrid. They've let some big fish off the hook in pursuit of the La Liga championships. And this is one that they cannot let slip away today, because Barcelona playing in their derby against rock-bottom cellar dwellers in Espanyol. Football being football, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Espanyol got a new coach, the ex-Barcelona legend, of course, and so we will see.
Abelardo Fernandez, quite a way to open up against Barcelona, but I guess in some ways, get him in your rearview mirror as soon as possible. Real Madrid could jump into first in the table if they can get the victory, and Abelardo can find a way to snatch a point, but see how that one goes later today. Check out beInSports.com for more. Eder Militao pretty much anywhere along that back line. The young Brazilian closing in on Angel. Pulls it away, then gets caught. Mendy comes back, shoulder to shoulder. Bodies flying left and right. Bordalas likes it, and the referee doesn't seem to mind either.
Lovely feet from Isco, but again, Cucurella right on top of him. A lot of good verbals going on down there. Great vocals with screams galore coming in. Militao thinks he's got robbed, and you could hear from row X. Militao screaming like a scalded cat. Good ball.
Trying to cut inside. Carvajal.
He recognizes the pressure immediately, and he's such a good footballer, Phil, with his feet over the 90 minutes. He's a player who is certainly a threat in more ways than one, and typifies Bordalas's men's complete dedication to the press as a team. Here again. A very direct team, Getafe. They're not one for over intricating the play of football, but man, they go direct. One of the teams that are top of the statistics charts in terms of the direct balls into the box and crosses from out wide. Looking for big Molina, getting up there in years now, 37. The ex-Betis man, still a good quality finisher though.
You know, using that big frame. Carvajal using his brain though. And Isco taken down for the free kick.
Nice start, 10 minutes in. Two beautiful rams putting horns on the hill in a nice derby. Little bit of edge, nothing too broken bottle edge about it, but very combative. Cucurella again.
Mata sees it deflected away. Down in a heap is Cucurella, but Getafe plays on. Suarez serves the ball in. Almost met by 3 blue shirts, but cleared away.
Molina swinging a miss there. A lovely steered ball in, just as I was saying, Phil. They don't hesitate, and they get that ball out wide, and the quality of that pass was exemplary.
Twelfth minute, still no score. This match brought you in part by Geico. Real Madrid in the white. Getafe putting the pressure on. Carvajal impeded, looking for a foul, but no sympathy. Bale getting a bit frustrated.
All sorts of rumours starting to develop in the January transfer window, Gareth Bale being one of them. Talk about a loan to Tottenham Hotspur, possibly, and Tony Kroos as well, another one that's emerging in the rumour mill, Phil, and it's all gossip. They're not going to get rid of him, that's for sure. The great Benzema. So much more to him than his goals, people. So much more. The work rate, the industry, and the mobility, having a fine season again. Truly vintage player. It's just getting better with age, it seems.
Poked away by Varane. Up the line it goes. Bale can't hold on. Interesting, Gareth Bale actually giving a few interviews in Spanish. Zinedine Zidane coming out and saying there's no need to move on, but with the winter window and Real Madrid chasing Barcelona in the table, another swing and Jaime Mata down, and a word of warning from Manuela Montero.
It's a derby. Oh, you're right, Phil. Bonhomie there, after the smiling Casemiro comes in, is typified by Courtois as well. Courtois saying, I want to hear Gareth Bale do an interview in Spanish. So Gareth picked up his driver and said, you got it.
How do you say driver in Spanish?
El driver, I think.
Off for Varane. Carvajal through the middle. 8-6-4 for Getafe. Through ball cleared away by Soria.
Brilliant attempt by Luca. Applaudable in its failure outside of it, but he just gets it a little al dente and it just fades away from his target, but wonderful attempt either way.
Getafe just one defeat in their 9 prior home matches in league play, and that came against Barcelona, and it was a little harder than it might imagine. Goal on either side of the half. 4th best offense, best defense at home, so it won't be easy for Real Madrid. Casemiro swinging it over. Benzema comes back to get it, looking for a gap off a give and go, blocked away. Nice work, Maximovic, but Real keeps the pressure on. It's sliding through Neom, and it's off of Bale and out.
Yeah. Unlucky Gareth, but Neom does well here. He's already got his mind made up. Before the ball's played in, he's going down and getting dirty, and he gets it absolutely spot on. Wonderfully choreographed old slider. A lot of lads watching this, defenders applauding that one.
Real Madrid just the one road loss at Mallorca in league play, but they've dropped points in as many through draws as they have won. Just 16 points out of 27 to be won away from home. If they hadn't had so many draws, they could be running away with La Liga right now.
Well, again, applaud this Getafe team as well, Phil, because up until that game against Villarreal, they'd won 6 on the trot as well, and that's a good Villarreal side despite their position. They've been hot and cold, the Yellow Submarine, but when they are on, that's a good side. But hey, look at this from Bordalas. He's got 3 Uruguayans in the lineup as well, 3 Charuas, and they are certainly making their spirit known in this club. Congratulations to another Uruguayan, Phil, establishing himself here in South Florida with the new appointment to Inter Miami.
Diego Alonso, who has done quite well in Mexico, now plying his trade north of the border. Of course, it was Turco Mohamed, who had been at Celta to start the year, that took over Monterrey and almost knocked off Liverpool in the Club World Cup with Diego Alonso's team. So best wishes to him, and who knows, maybe a former La Liga star, David Silva, rumored to be making the jump with him, as well as Pedro, also in the rumor mills. They do call it the silly season for a reason, but you never know.
Now this is a real tug-of-war game going on here. I hope to see many like it at Lockhart, the old Lockhart Stadium, when Inter comes to town. But right here now, Phil, this is a real jousting competition, and certainly Getafe have got nothing other than confidence coming out their ear holes. And again, a wonderful touch again from this lovely footballista, a young 21-year-old Marc Cucurella, Spanish Youth International, destined for better things.
I mean, we've been watching Getafe for years. I mean, going back to the days of Pepe Mel and Quique Sanchez Flores, Bernd Schuster for a while. And there have been some good Getafe teams, but none that seem to have the bite or the spine of Bordalas.
Yep. Bordalas's men beautifully integrated. Amazing what he's done with this team. Ooh.
Almost squibbed in. Might have been a miss kick, but
Lovely
Faja
touch. That's
almost
magic.
sneaking it through.
Benzema, brilliant.
Isco lets it run,
Oh.
and just before Mendy can get there, it's swept away.
This ball
Maximovic.
drops down for Benzema under pressure. He tickles it wonderfully, controlling the ball and then releasing the hounds up front. But again, Bordalas's men well aware of the threat behind that lane and covering beautifully. Sun setting, long shadows. This ball again bends.
Bale heads it softly into the corner, drives it across, nodded back by Benzema, but Kroos couldn't get there. Suarez taking his time. 10-7-1 for Real Madrid. Second best offense, second best defense. Just a goal behind Atletico Madrid when it comes to La Liga play.
You can see in the manner in which this team is constructed, Phil, it's pure team football in every way. A genuinely good footballing outfit, though. And as I said, may not be the razzle-dazzle machine, but
Ooh, missed touch by Varane.
There, Varane, cheetah-like speed, covers up for the threat. "15 seasons in the top flight, Getafe." And again, you see the modest construction of the stadium. This is a team that is drilled. By Bordalas in his 15th job. Nice touch, Gareth.
Bahal coming across from his right back spot. Here's Mendy on the left. Isco directing traffic back to Kroos. Talked about the fact that Kroos might leave. Modric also reportedly on his way out, but maybe sticking around for another year. In some ways going to the emergence of Valverde in the midfield. Little touch. And over comes Soria to clear.
Isco working like a beaver, trying to get in between that defensive back line and that midfield. 5 of Getafe, but very little space for a little bearded, bandy-legged beauty to receive, turn and pass. And I have to be sharp to open up this Getafe defense here today. There's nothing in between these two teams going, looking at the first 21 minutes. Very level game. Mata.
5 goals, 2 assists for the front man.
Nice.
Trying the back heel and almost sneaking it through. Faja finding a home in southern Madrid.
Faja, another one, second stint at this club. There's a number of players who leave Getafe only to return trip around the block. Poor ball into Isco.
Midway through this opening half, still no score. In fact, not much offense. Maybe the break during the holidays, taking him a little bit of a while. Kroos trying to dribble his way through. Taken down at the edge of the area and colliding. Looked like with Angel Rodriguez. Fans wanted a whistle. Real Madrid still under pressure.
Gareth Bale wanted a yellow card for Cucurella for diving there.
And now the whistle's coming from the stands.
Well, both sets of supporters got axes to grind here. This is a foul.
Eder Militao with a hook.
And so is that. So, tit for tat. The derby, I keep saying.
Starting to play like one. Remember when the Alfonso Perez used to be like a library? In fact, if they kicked it too loud, they were told to keep it down. Not now. I mentioned it's named after Alfonso Perez, part of the Perez brothers, who both grew up in Getafe, but both played for Real Madrid. In fact, the man who the stadium is named after played nearly a century's worth of games for Real Madrid's first team. Part of that '95 championship team. Victor Perez trying to keep Jose Bordalas from bubbling over. Suarez. Into the middle, settling it, shooting it, slapped away by Courtois. So close for Maximovic.
What a hit and what a save here. I think the cameras are going to have to go into super slow motion for this one, because it is a blister hit towards the target.
Suarez gets hooked on the foul, which gives us a chance to look back.
It was a bit of snap, crackle, pop, and then the ball settled. Here, again, the direction, it's not dealt with. Beautiful control. And that is an absolute world-class save. Adam Barry strikes through it with TNT power. And it takes a deflection, if I'm not mistaken, maybe very slightly, but either way, that would have even more complimenting the Belgian international. That is world-class from Thibaut.
Lifted in, met on the volley. Angel's shot blocked away by Bale. Kept in play again by Fajr. Diving header. Real can't get it out of their own box. And now the whistle, the flag coming up on the far side from Baena. And the Getafe fans not happy.
Consistent pressure all over from Getafe. Getting to the ball with an appetite and a hunger that creates chances like this. Adam Barry locks his focus like a hungry hawk looking for his dinner. Spanks it beautifully. And that is Jungle Cat Courtois. The ex-Genk man, magisterial indeed. Gary Bailey will be salivating looking over that. Gary in his dreams couldn't make a save like that. Only kidding, Gaza.
Back for Courtois.
What a save.
Given away, Casemiro practically, and it will go out
Part
off
of the
and on.
beauty of it for me as well is that he's looking through a forest of players, so he's got to start his movement in anticipation of where the ball is going, and it is flamethrowered at him. Before Casemiro can turn around, Phil, the ball is being saved. That's the power of the strike that Mauro Arambari, the Uruguayan Charrua, spanks and detonates, and Courtois denies us of the first goal in this wonderful tug-of-war derby here in Madrid.
Thought a
It's
moment
one of
ago.
those strikes, you know, for Adam Barry. If he mishits it, you've seen them though, when they shank it with the shin, it goes in. But when you hit it like that, but look at this from this wonderful camera view. Magnifico, extraordinario, Courtois. Confidence coming out of his ear holes now.
Looked like he might have actually been leaning to his left and had to come back to his right. A bit of a technical issue here with the communication. Modern technology. It's weaved its way into this simple game.
Excuse me. There's got to be a joke here somewhere, but I'm going to go there, Phil. Because, as you say, it's part of the game now. Battery's not included.
It is after the Christmas season, so.
Short circuit. There's another look at that wonderful lead ball from Benzema. The first touch was better than the pass, but it still gave Mendy something to really chase down, and he was locked up. Again, Suarez doing the job, along with Dakonam.
Well, this has been a good 2 minutes. See if we get it added, but we'll make sure they get it right.
Poor guy.
What if it's too late to go back to El Corte Inglés and return it?
I remember when the biggest technical difficulty for a referee was the cork inside the whistle.
Cabrera whips it towards the penalty spot. Cleared well. Benzema a little greedy.
Didn't have an option. Either that or going back into his own defense.
And body again. Back for Dakonam, and they will retreat and build it up again. Trying to settle.
And again, that's beautiful.
Angel. Flying in. Casemiro with a touch. Benzema far side against Jenny Dakonam. That's a duel. Dakonam forcing him all the way back into the midfield. Draws a round of applause. They appreciate their defense here. Oliveira suspended for this match for Getafe. Milojevic, Bergara both injured. Ramos missing on that back line due to suspension. Well, Asensio about to come back into training and could make a return in March. Or should I say make his debut in March. Well, Eden Hazard injured again.
It's the same, still the same injury with Eden. Take a while. Be welcomed back by Zizou.
Looked away, Casemiro. Net on the volley by Cabrera, and he didn't miss by much.
You're right, Phil. Cabrera sees this one dropping like a snowball out of a snowy sky and says, I'm going to spank this one. And it's a great effort. That would have been Puskas' goal of the season if that one had went in. Or it'd be a contender. Courtois getting his angles right and just recognising it was fading away. A wonderful attempt.
Here they come again. Carvajal forced into his own 18. And they will get their throw in, but they're going to be pinned back. Quarter hour left to go in this opening half, and Getafe starting to tighten the screws. It back off the throw.
Oh, lovely ball again from the Brazilian.
Square to the Frenchman Mendy. Benzema really the only player forward, although now Kroos will join him.
Bale's been well handled as well. And Real Madrid not able to find Gareth to give him a chance to find any space on this right side. Dani Carvajal being forced back most of this first half hour. More defensive position, but he wants it here and he served it. He ain't going to get there.
A loss against Villarreal just before Christmas snapped an 8-match unbeaten streak.
Nice again from Casemiro.
Getafe seems to have stiffened during the holiday break. Kroos through Carvajal for Benzema. Bale backtracking. Poor touch, Carvajal. Poor clearance, Cabrera. Cut out before it finds Benzema. Suarez pinching in. Bale. And he's taken out by Neal.
Be a card.
Missed the ball, got the man.
Yeah, this one should be a card. And it is delivered. This isn't just vocals by Gareth screaming like a banshee when he goes down, because this is premeditated, and he's got his mind made up again, Leon, and flies across. And again, Gareth this time recognises the challenge before it's delivered, and he's too quick. Beautiful touch by Gareth. Hurdles him, and again, it's wonderful football. It's nearly a good tackle, but Gareth's final delicate touch is what opened up the space, and legs were taken.
Looked a lot dirtier in live play there. You see, he tried to pull away, but he did get him.
Yeah.
Close, dangerous, just past the head of Casemiro. Here they come again, 5 in the box. Mendy inside, out comes Soria, misses the ball, the collision, but the goal's going to count. Rafa Varane with the barest of touches as it trickles into the net.
It's a quality cross again delivered, and you've got to look at David Soria coming for this. In a forest of players, he gambles, he loses. Take a look, this ball gets dealt with initially, but then it's a quality ball back in by Mendy, and then Soria decides to leave that space and come for this, and he's never going to get it. It's a lovely little challenge here from Varane, and let's see if he gets it cleanly. Yeah, he pretty much does. It's a swing by David Soria, but either way, it's got to go down to Varane's goal. For me, he makes his mind to challenge, he gets a bit of the ball, Soria doesn't. 1-0. Los Blancos, Sisu.
Take a closer look at that come off Varane's shoulder. Did it actually glance off the fist of Soria? Regardless, it's 1-0. Real Madrid in front.
Tell you what, it'll take a brave man to go up to Varane and say, we're taking that ball off you. He went into the fists, and he went into the head-butting challenges. Varane typifying his missing captain, Sergio Ramos, who would have been very similar in attacking that ball. So we got the breakthrough from the Merengues in a goal that is, again, down to bravery as much as skill by the French World Cup winner, Raphael Varane.
Angel whistled for the foul, but he's the one that seemed to be hurt. Deconem trying to talk to the referee to calm things down. Take another look here. Doesn't look like much of a foul, and the arm of Mendy does come back, but there.
That's accidental, but here he's holding a player off for making a challenge around him, and for my money, and that's a foul against Mendy, but it's not given. It's on the other way.
Anyway, first shot.
6 of one, half a dozen of the others, really, and the referee's seen two big men battling for a ball, and he has the ball in his playing area, Mendy, but he certainly used his arms to keep Angel off.
First shot on goal for Real Madrid, and it just trickles across the goal line, but they all count.
Oh, those ones count better. Always loved those ones, the ones that trickled across the line, as you see. And again, Varane's attack of the ball, exemplary, but again, Gary Bailey will be looking at David Soria and analysing that, I'm sure. Oh, that's a challenge that Bailey would have come up and got all day long. Look out!
Blasted far corner, and it whistles wide, so close for Fasil Fajr.
Knew he was going to strike it. He's not taking the first touch here. Wonderful run across the box, and Fajr fires. Fabulous hit. This one would have beat Courtois had it been on target, but 2 degrees of separation denies the Moroccan international. The type of goal that you would have expected in a game like this, because all of the good quality lead-ups and the good quality challenges and both ends of the pitch just falling short. It took one of those, you don't want to call it an ugly goal, but rather fortunate goal in some ways. Goal of mistakes by the goalkeeper.
Things starting to boil over a bit. No card, in fact, even a smile on the face of Angel, getting a little revenge.
I think he's smiling at the verbals that come out of Militao. He's been consistent, hitting the operatic high notes with his banshee calls, that's for sure. There you go, nothing wrong. Everything's fine.
Suarez saying, what did I do?
Oh, we're talking about the Uruguayans, Phil, earlier in the show. Camille Suarez, always been one of my favourite players. 150-odd games now for Getafe, 31-year-old. And strangely never represented the full Uruguayan side.
He's good enough.
I would definitely think so. Lovely, lovely player.
Tied for the team lead in assists as well as that defensive play. In fact, it was his ball in that almost led to the Arambadi goal.
There's that Charrua spirit boiling over.
Varela took a bit of a blow. Arms flailing as this first half drawing towards a close. Talked about last year where they finished 5th. Nakona plucks it away for the blue. They were actually in Champions League positions all the way down until the final 2 weeks of the season. Never out of the top 5 the second half. Good work by Bordalas. Dribbling his way through Arambadi. Tries to cross. Now Bale. His cross-field pass intercepted Maximovic, but won back by Real Madrid. Their performance still keeps them in Europa League play, where they will be tied up with last year's Champions League Cinderella Ajax. And you know what? They might have a chance against the Dutch Giants.
Well, we'll see. The other team, Espanyol, at the bottom of the league, going to be playing Wolverhampton Wanderers. So the Spanish league's got some work to do. Here's that one. It's, as you said, trickling over the line. But no matter how they go in, it's a good header in my books.
4 minutes left in regulation. Real Madrid 3 straight draws to close out 2019. And those points slipped away. Chance now near post, Benzema, but Soria over quickly.
Lovely hit by the Frenchman, and he's certainly got Dakonam backing off and backing off. Wonderful control. Turns like a cork in a bottle of Chardonnay, this Frenchie, and a wonderful hit. That's a great save to deny a top-class player, world-class player. What a great save by Soria.
Cross. Dangerous to the top of the 6. Chance on the break. Suarez with the touch. The right back continues to motor. Double teamed. And now they will bring it back. The fans thought that Suarez had a chance to break through the back line, but it'll be a free kick in their own end. Mata playing for the contact and got it.
Playing for it, though, Phil. I think you'd rather prefer the pass to have found its target. Luka recognizing there's danger here and snuffing it out illegally.
Can they find an equalizer before the break?
Well, the way these two goalkeepers have been playing there, pulling kangaroos out of their magic hats. Some wonderful goalkeeping denials.
We saw action yesterday.
Yep, there you go.
It is an own goal.
Can it give it? Cannot, but they will.
That's what I was wondering. It looked like blasted down near post, and Courtois reacts again.
And these keepers are up for man of the match at both ends. Faja again explodes off this ball. Militao cannot get there in time. Faja pummels this one. That's a great technique. And again, jungle cat on his line, Courtois.
New year, a new dawn for Getafe.
So it's officially an own goal.
The top, Cucurella settles, lifted by Modric. They have changed it on Opta, so it is an own goal against Saudia. Credit to Varane, because it was his presence that made the Getafe goalkeeper panic a bit.
I'm not sure he didn't come off of his line, but that's debatable. Questionably, he made his mind up, he's come, he's claimed, and he's failed. In the end, it's his own. Here's another great look at it. You see, it still looks as if it takes a weird little bounce off Varane, but it doesn't. It takes a, which, as you pointed out, a lifetime. My wonderfully observant friend, that it come off of his fist and seemingly onto his elbow.
That's the danger of the big man. He knew he had to get there quickly, and actually got there a little too quickly. There's Deconam. From a Getafe perspective, I'm sure Bordalas is going to be talking about bad luck, but it doesn't change the scoreboard. They need to make some good luck now. Another player down. It's Deconam in the midfield. Maksimovic under pressure. Free kick Getafe.
I've seen these challenges given both ways, rightfully. It's a real good tangle of a game, this, and very little space for players to operate on, very little time in this derby that is just percolating. There's only one goal because of these just top-class goalkeepers, and then Courtois, in this case, he's been world-class today.
Carries headed again, Courtois. They battled through Eder Militao, and I think it was Cabrera again, but Courtois quickly to his left.
This one's more rudimentary goalkeeping, but he's still positioned nicely, and he deals with it well with his fist of fury. Take a look, it comes across, and it's a nice header, but it's right at Courtois, and he's got this one covered all day long. But the way he deals with it, getting it away with his fists, right here, recognizing the proximity of the other players and pushing it well wide. He will take this team into the locker room, and he'll be getting the big nods of approval, where there have been many days and many games where those looks weren't too endearing. Times have changed, and Courtois is playing like a proper Real Madrid goalkeeper now.
I get a sense this match has a little bit more in store in the second half.
Good.
Launched across, didn't appear to have stopped rolling. Referee lets it go. Maybe he just wants to get to the break. And now a whistle on the bump.
Little clip. I don't know how much intention there is there, but certainly Carvajal recognizing that it might be a bit dangerous, and that was a foul. don't think it's any shot against Real Madrid to say that how this Getafe team isn't on the score sheet, Phil, is pretty amazing. The manner in which they've played and attacked, and it's been very unfortunate. You can see the frustration coming in, and the reason is because of the ex-Genk man, the 27-year-old Belgian international. Magnificent, and he wasn't so bad either.
Both goalkeepers to the rescue, although it's Soria with the touch of bad luck. Real Madrid with the narrow lead at the break. Two teams ready for the start of this second half. 1-0 the score on the own goal against Soria. The whistle from Jose Luis Munuera, and we are underway. And there, as you see, the change from Varane to Soria. 35th minute own goal. Jose Baus, Jaime Macias on our Spanish side, Phil Shane alongside Ray Hudson. And whatever side of the SAP button you're falling on, we wish you a happy 2020. And hopefully for all involved, a happy start to this new year.
And a typical start to the second half here. And this is the way this game has been. It's been a strange old derby, and it has been decidedly a derby. And Real Madrid, from there, need to find something here, Phil, in this second half. With all due respect, they have been, I wouldn't say outplayed, but I think you'd tip your hat to Getafe for the manner in which they've played. The home team in good position in the league, they're a good team to be beaten. But Real Madrid have been missing in action in too many places. The midfield has been poor for me. Gareth Bale's been missing in action. Isco has probably been, well, more than anonymous. So big response needed for Real Madrid if they're going to hold on to this.
Varane does get his head to that one to clear it away. Pressure flicked on. Cabrera falls on Hell and poked away at the last moment. I think it was kind of a foul, but the flag comes up and would have wiped it out regardless.
Well, that's a great explanation, Phil, and I think you're dead right. Here you see this ball pop out, and he's just offside, clearly offside this one, but beautiful touch by Angel as he turns. And handball before it gets to, but he's still in an offside position, so that turns it off.
Like to welcome Bosch. Current conditions presented by the Bosch Icon high performance windshield wipers. No need to worry about it in southern Madrid. Sunny and 52 degrees. 57% humidity, but check out the Bosch Icons if it's raining near you. 48th minute, as you see, just about 15,000 in attendance here today. It is a relatively small stadium. Again, the Bernabeu towering about 15 miles north.
Beautiful touch from Angel again.
Mata into the 18. Mata tries to square and a kick save back into the middle, but blocked by Casemiro. However, offside on the deflection.
Takes an awful long time for this, which is, I thought, was a clear offside situation. He's a mile offside, and unlucky in a lot of ways from Jaime Mata. But then, when this ball falls back to him, he's well covered again by undeniably the man of the match, Thibaut Courtois.
Montero a little frustrated with getting this ball back underway, and I know, Ray, you were quite vocal, and you weren't the only one when Real Madrid elected to let Keylor Navas depart, handing the goalkeeper gloves over to Thibaut Courtois. I know you kind of made a joke about it just before the Christmas season when he went up and actually played attacker to help Real Madrid grab some points.
But heroically so as well.
We've seen here today, we know why Real Madrid went out and got him. You could argue whether he was needed, but we know why they got him. Has your opinion changed a little bit?
Well, he's played better, so yeah, your opinion changes, but there's a long way to go, and if he can map this out over the era in which Saint Iker Casillas and Keylor Navas did, then all credit to him. He had a rocky start about it, Phil. He was poor, and Madridistas were recognizing it as poor set of performances. He's gained confidence, he's settled down, the coaches kept confidence with him, and it's paying benefits, and none more so than today, because it's the players in front of Courtois that should be getting the most criticism, because some of them have been decidedly lax.
Departure of Navas has certainly helped PSG, and who knows, they might meet up a little later on. Round of 16, not that far away. Another whistle behind as Rueda riding the Bronco to start this second half. Of course, PSG taking on Borussia Dortmund. Real Madrid against Manchester City.
It's a beautiful first-time goal again from the Uruguayan, the one that we were talking about. What a lovely little dish-off pass this is from Damian Suarez. The ball switches the point of attack the Getafe way. This is borderlass football, that wonderful switch, and there's the pass. Wonderful from Suarez, nearly gets through.
Almost sneaks through. Ball to Cucurella. Does it hit the hand? No. Ader says no. The referee agrees, and Cucurella getting into Militao's face. Switching it over. Casemiro gets a touch. Daconam flying through, but offside against Fajr, who is too busy ball watching.
Again, I'm talking about all of the more intricate parts of the game. This one comes onto the hand off of Militao's thigh or boot, so that's why it's not given. Doesn't directly hit his hand. But it's one of those games, Phil, on a day for pretty intricate football. This team in blue are giving Real Madrid absolutely no time and space on the ball anywhere. Very difficult to find their way through it. The response, certainly, it's just got to be sharpened up a little bit more by Real Madrid, because it's the same for Cucurella's men. And as I said, I think in a boxing match you would have given the points lead to Getafe, but it's Real Madrid with the lead. Very little in the game.
Cross measuring. Finding Varane, and this time there is no doubt.
This one absolutely pummeled home with a big bucket full of knuckles header. The delivery, as always, from the German World Cup winner is immaculate, impeccable, and truly magisterial. The header, he ain't ever going to miss this one after the slings and arrows he went through when this happened. It's close to being offside, but it is not. And he steers this one. He uses the crossbar as his reference point, rises magnificently like a salmon out of his fresh summer stream, and punishes the net. Curled, swerved, dipped, met. 2-0.
Ooh.
No, I think he's on.
Well, video review checking out his armpit right now.
Right, it's the corner that I feel is keeping him dead level, and the arm extension is not going to affect this. This should stand as a goal, I believe.
As you point out, the arm does not matter. It's where do you draw the crown of the shoulder, or where is the armpit in effect? And well, let me ask you this, because there's many people that were clamoring for VAR 2 years ago, saying we got to get the calls right.
And they have.
And now to a millimeter's perfection.
Right. And that's where the whole this discussion is, because what the human eye is not seeing is this split millimeter effect. And I'll tell you the other thing, Phil, you give the credit to the attacker, don't you? That's what the players, the people come to see. His goals. How can that be ruled off for being a millimetre offside where there's no intention from the defender to play him in an offside position, or Varane to take advantage of it? This is a good goal for me.
And again, where is the knee of Mauro Arambari? Where is the armpit, if you will, of Rafa Varane? And you talk about the benefit of the doubt, but when you draw those two lines, and if they're not doing it by hand, but as they're supposed to, let the computer figure out the geometries of it.
It's down to, again, how big's the lane? How thin's the lane?
Well, that's what Jurgen Klopp was saying.
This is ridiculous.
Well, I like one of the points that we talked about. If you can't decide within 60 seconds, it's obviously not clear.
Absolutely, Phil.
Varane waiting, as is the world.
And again,
there's the touch.
But is it the touch? That's the thing. These things cannot be measured. When the ball is struck, how can they determine exactly down to that sort of definition that it is clearly and indisputably offside? It's not. And this is why it's taken well over a minute now. This is what is sucking the life out of the game, and the authorities need to make some changes because it's sucking the game dry, Phil, out of emotion, and what's clear is clear.
And they will point for the goal.
Thank you. And again, it's not even a relief for Real Madrid. It's not right.
And again, that gets to some of the criticism from Nuno Espirito Santo, the ex-Valencia boss, now with Wolves, saying it's changed the game.
Yep. And I don't like it.
Don't like it at all. Modric, far side. Bale, but offside. So Varane had one goal taken away off the offside, off the own goal deflection. This one smashed home. And for what has been a good game for Getafe, they now find themselves trailing by 2.
Yeah. It's that hocus pocus of Zizou again. He rode his luck in the first half. He got a bit of fortune by the goalkeeper for his first goal, Varane. And the second one was nothing to dispute for me. But unquestionably, Getafe is showing that they deserve to be in that 7th place, and they've given Real Madrid more than they can handle. But now 2-0, game will shift. They got out of that absolutely beautifully, Real Madrid. Wonderful from the 3 midfielders to release Mendy down that left side. Didn't lead anything, but better intricacy from Real Madrid. 2-0 up, that'll stoke the confidence and take a lot of the wind out of Getafe's sail. Cruel game.
For Suarez, who did well to come back and deny that last chance.
You know what, Phil? If Varane scores a hat-trick, he can probably still not get man of the match.
Kroos weaves his way into the path. Free kick for Real Madrid.
Good run from Tony. Wonderful time to score that second goal. Just when Getafe were coming out with more fire in their eye after playing very well in the first half. And I wouldn't say having Real Madrid where they wanted them, but man alive. Tony's team were living dangerously that first half. 2-0 scoreline now. So it's an all game.
looking to recharge their attacking batteries, but they'll have to wait. Toni Kroos caressing it, just flicked on. Daconam in the way and out for the corner. Jorge Molina getting set to check in, the ageless veteran who will turn 38 before this season draws to a close. I guess he's their version of Aritz Aduriz, as he's actually become more lethal after the age of 30. Deflected Carvajal, but it spins across the goal line. So who will Molina enter for? And it's going to be for Faisal Fajr. Taking out a winger, sticking in another front runner. Could go 4-3-3 or perhaps drop Mata to the wing.
Had a wonderful couple of chances via denying by Courtois, of course, but Morocco really lit it up and did a lot of good work and really good opportunities that were just incredibly well suffocated by Courtois. What a ball that is.
And a chance now for Benzema. He elects to pull it out, now looking for the through ball. Second effort blocked away by Niam. Nice by Molina.
Lead.
Is he on? Flag stays down. Chance now for Mata. Measures, delivers. Cucurella back into the middle. Molina just outside the 6, keeps it alive, and it's Kroos back to defend.
Nothing going right for Getafe in front of goal. Cucurella did wonderfully well to win that far post header, knock it down, and good hold-up play, fresh legs from George Molina, but again, no way through. Frantic defending from Real Madrid gets the job done.
So Zinedine Zidane down at the bottom, dressed more for comfort than fashion today. But Ray, hard to believe. You still think of him as somewhat of a newcomer to the managerial game. Only 3 managers have been in charge of Real Madrid for more games than Zizou.
Yeah.
The legendary Miguel Munoz, who dominated the 60s. Vicente del Bosque at the turn of the century. Leo Beenhakker not that far away. Zidane could pass him before the year is out.
And the trophy haul is greater than any of them.
Molina, almost. Talk about the trophies. Hard to imagine anyone could catch up with Munoz. 5 straight La Liga crowns and 8 of 10 in the 1960s. And Vicente del Bosque, who started that Galactico era. Ball in, Molina turns, drives, can't get the shot away as Casemiro back in time.
Kind of turned quickly enough and got players running off of him, but he hasn't got the angle to find his teammate here. Angel sets him up and Molina turns and spins, but again, good defending. Last ditch from Militao.
Courtois, 3 solid saves in the first half.
More than that, they really were.
Cucurella back. Suarez from an angle, smashed down, glances wide. Cabrera denied.
Again, this is going back to the way it was in the first half. Real Madrid 2 goals to the better, but still not able to put this team completely and utterly away. Again, how much more credit do you give for this team? The Azulan now playing some nice football. 2-0 shotgun that they are looking down, double barrel, and he will not be denied. A lovely flighted ball, and he just, Cabrera cannot get the final touch to it with his forehead off for a corner.
Meanwhile, Modric left the cleats out and seemed to catch Suarez. Cucurella will take this one himself, an in-swinger towards Courtois. Now Suarez sprinting over, and it's Isco outnumbered. Suarez drives it across. Hader in the way. Daconam. Cucurella off his face. And Mendy able to get a touch. Marcelo still injured, but Mendy starting to look more and more comfortable here, ridden down off the challenge by the ex-Barcelona player.
Madrid get lucky here again. And Casemiro spanks this one through and comes off the Real Madrid player.
Chance for Bale, almost chips it over Soria on the break.
I think he needed that as well. Being pretty subdued in this match, Gareth. A wonderful opportunity. He goes for the sand wedge rather than the putter. Lovely ball, well onside. Magic delivery. Lovely touch to control it.
Nearing the midway point of the second half. It's 2-0 Real Madrid, but it still feels as though it's on an edge.
Strange game, especially for the Madridistas, who must have been pulling the hair out in that first half with some of the performances and the team performances overall. This is a strange sight, Phil. And you would imagine that the youth will be introduced very soon. I imagine it would be like Isco or Gareth coming out for the likes of maybe Valverde or Vinicius for sure, by the looks of this.
Tries to dive for a foul. The ball deflects twice, and Mendy might have come away wounded with the ball out. They will stop play. Looks like something might have just clicked in his knee. And again, you talk about the youth. Getafe looks down the bench and pulls in a 37-year-old. For Real Madrid, they have Jovic, they have Vinicius, they have Valverde, and Rodrigo. Didn't appear to be much, but he feels a twinge.
It looks like there's more of a stomp on his foot originally, but he's a big lad, Phil. There's a lot of weight coming down on that joint. Let's hope it's nothing other than a little twinge, as you say. As I said, Valverde will be introduced. A wonderful touch on the run. That is the implaudible. A tremendous attempt, but not over 6'4" David Soria.
Oh, so close. And as you said, he could have used it.
Yeah, he had the options on either side of him to strike home on his left foot.
Well, even with Mendy wounded, it looks like two more attacking options. Valverde in the midfield, Vinicius on the wing. Of course, they always could move Gareth Bale back to his native position.
He's feeling something here.
And why risk it? Marcelo's already wounded. You can't afford another. They do have Nacho on the bench who could play in that position, and he is up and loosening.
That's sad.
As much as Bordalas has done for Getafe, and you can see it here at the way they're playing, Daconam maybe more than all.
Yeah, right through Isco and Benzema.
Here's Cucurella. Tries to sneak that one down at ground level. Well, as good as Bordalas has been at building this Getafe, he has never beaten any of the big three. Barcelona, the only home loss this year, and it looks like Real Madrid might join them. Mata.
He's given up on it a little bit, but good play again by Damian Suarez. Now he's back in amongst it.
Kind of see Valverde potentially filling that Toni Kroos role if the reports are true. Benzema can't quite lift it. Through ball, and nice slashing run by Rodriguez.
Great ball by Cucurella.
Looking for Molina, but Varane in the way. something I think we've found over the last 4 years with Zidane in charge. All cleared away. Is when they talk about all those transfer rumors and reports, don't believe them.
Right.
He's always seems to be content with the players he's got.
Well said.
Bale in the way. Strong from Carvajal, but it carries. Now it will be Valverde and Vinicius about to check in. Kroos will be the first one off. And Real Madrid brings on a young Uruguayan of its own.
Typical performance by him, and quality, and battled hard against the tides in that first half when things weren't going right. And these are the games that you look back on as a club when you lift the trophies and say that's where we could have. We've seen Isco play way better. Isco gets the nod of approval from Zizou. It was a tough, rough game for both of those players exiting in 70 minutes. And again, you give credit to the other Madrid team. El Gata, Getafe played some good combustible football, and this man in charge of the ball here now was the main reason it wasn't a Getafe team taking a lead into the locker room.
And again, you look at the scoreboard if you haven't watched the game. Real Madrid has been held to just 4 shots all game, Ray.
Yeah.
2 of them have gone in, 1 off the goalkeeper's fist.
Strange game.
Was it 13 shots and 25 fouls? Here's Vinicius.
More of a Halloween game than a New Year's game.
Nice by Dacona.
Well played.
And credit as well for Getafe. Talking about transfers, many thought that when they first started a challenge under Bordalas that they would fill the till, but they've held on to most of their players. Dacona among them. Was a rock on that back line. Molina. Mendy in the way. Mata battling through Eder Militao, and finally the whistle blows. And for all of the battle, looks like Getafe's drought to continue.
Poor defending, must be said. Cabrera, the ex-defensor man, letting Varane well off the hook. I think it was his man initially in the mark-up before the ball was struck from Tony. His focus there have been defensively in every way, the shape of the structure of Bordalas's men. On that one, they were caught well and truly hitting the snooze button, especially with Varane.
Modric caressing it in, cleared away. Cabrera met on the volley and right into the chest of Soria. Kind of a howl from distance. And then just a little too much adrenaline. Looks like this will be the 9th straight victory for Real Madrid over Getafe, unless something changes. Haven't won since 2012 against their neighbors to the north. Had to come from behind in that one, though, after a Gonzalo Higuain tally. The only loss for Real Madrid in more than a decade against Getafe. Modric almost to Valverde, deflects away. Cucurella giving chase. Well played, Carvajal. Don't forget, more action coming your way. Wide side for Angel, takes the extra touch, sneaks it through for Mata, tight, and Courtois over to build a wall. Not sure he knew what he was facing, but he got there at that near post. Action started yesterday in round 19. Leganés and Valladolid in a 2-all score. Well, Unai Núñez scored against Athletic to salvage a point for Sevilla. Coming up next, Atletico Madrid Levante. Keep it on BN Sports. And this afternoon, Espanyol Barcelona. Off the chest or off the shoulder? Referee says fair play. Arambari, who's been impressive. Nice by Cabrera. Dacona. Molina. Casemiro in the way. Offside Vinicius. Well, as things stand, this result would lift Real Madrid over Barcelona into a provisional lead. Pending the result of that Espanyol game. Advantage, Cucurella. Stripped, and the ref says no foul.
Cucurella tried to pull that ball back to just maintain a little bit of time before Nayon was on the outside of him, but again, good step in from Varane and Carvajal. Frustrating game for this blue team. The amount of good football they have played and the manner in which they have challenged Real Madrid in every position. Been a battle royal derby, and again, it's a type of game, Phil, that Real Madrid's Zidane will really enjoy. It wasn't pretty, it hasn't been pretty. There's still time on the clock for them to fight. And you can imagine Getafe getting on the score sheet, but Real Madrid looks as if they're going to be able to see this game out, barring a big lapse in their concentration, and keeping them at arm's length now. And again, strange old game this one has been by anybody's standards. It has not been Real Madrid at their best, and there'll be question marks about it, but if this stays the way it is, the 3 points is all that will be mattering to Zidane and Los Blancos.
Again, Vinicius offside. Trying to chest it down Mata. Molina from an angle sends it across, no problem for Courtois.
Yeah, he's got options as well, flooding into the box. But Molina, I don't know if this is a shave or a haircut, whether it's a pass or a shot. Neither in the end.
Looking for their 10th clean sheet of the season so far. They've needed Thibaut Courtois today to keep it that way.
Oh yeah, and how.
Arambari. Suarez, oh, almost caressed it, but Mendy in the way. Delayed for Mata. Sneaks it across. Militao in the way. Suarez. Casemiro. Vinicius.
They're going to have a chance in the Spanish Super Cup, Phil. It comes up on Wednesday. Their first game against the boys with the bats on their shirts of Valencia.
What do you think of the new Super Cup?
Yeah, I like it. I think it's going to be interesting. 4 excellent teams, exemplary footballing institutions, and it's a good thing for us football fans to be able to watch a 14 final, if you like. But Real Madrid's going to have to play markedly better if they're going to lift that Super Cup.
Looking to cut into the lead, carries all the way. Dacona giving chase. Portillo about ready to check in. Blocked away by Valverde. Here's Benzema. Just too much. Soria. Niam. Molina with help. And he has not been sharp. Nice from Benzema. Picks it up on the other side before he's tripped up by Arambari.
Wonderful run by Benz. Again, been very much in the long grass the entire game, but some of his passes, some of his runs, he's been amongst the better performers whenever he's seen the ball, but he's been on a starvation diet.
Ex-Malaga boy, ex-teammate of Isco. Portillo in. Jovic will follow as Gareth Bale takes a seat, or actually, let's see how that one is. It's Niom out. So is the 11 coming out for Getafe. Instead, Karim Benzema's day is done. Straight swap as Luka Jovic moves to the front line.
Well, kept in check in a lot of ways, but still had some wonderful moments in this game, and I think a little bit let down by his teammates behind him, but again, always willing to be a workhorse and bring much more to the game than just goals and statistics. A good opportunity for Jovic in the last 10 minutes or so to make his stamp on this game, because really in the early going of his Real Madrid career, Phil, he's been rather underwhelming after a wonderful performance at his club level last year in Germany.
Chance for Mendy. Taking out Niom. See who's covering over on that far flank. Cucurella looks like he's dropped back. Amat Ndiaye, the Senegalese attacker, ex-Atletico Madrid, stepping on as Bordalas putting all the chips on the table. 9 minutes left. Although remember, not only were there injuries, there was a 4-minute stoppage for VAR to review the Varane goal. So it'll be interesting to see if they do get those full 4 minutes back at the end.
And all the referee undressing, costume malfunction. Nice play. Good touch
through Jovic, and he almost completed the steeplechase. But as he follows through, his frustration earns the yellow.
A little harsh.
Suarez again on the receiving end.
It's a lovely touch here, and another one there, and there's another one here. There's nothing there. Come on, ref. And there's no intention. He plays the ball, and he's getting penalized for not pulling his foot back from landing in on a grass position. A little harsh.
Maybe supposed to extend his pinky.
Yeah. I don't understand how a player can pull his foot away from landing. Got to do the bunny hop.
Gareth Bale getting the full 90 as all the substitutes have been played. Not exactly red hot on that far flank.
No, not at all. But hey, listen, Phil, there's been a number of the white shirts today. It's been a team effort, but it's been a team that's been underwhelming individually and collectively. And yet, look at this, 2-0. Varane, the hero, but that man wearing the number 13 in goal has got to be given the man of the match. But see if Getafe can make this more interesting. There's no say die in them. Good play.
Body.
Nice ball.
Scoops it through. Back heel. Chance for Angel. Blocked by Varane. Portillo.
Oh, maybe Varane is up for man of the match. Wonderful play from Arambari, wasn't it? Beautiful run.
Portillo again. Ball squirts past Jovic. Varane affecting the first goal, scoring the second, and now blocking one there. I guess sharing the honors with Thibaut Courtois on the day.
Want to have a milkshake bet?
I thought you had a lifetime supply, though. Suarez. Portillo.
Good play.
Molina dummies it through, but actually made a move on the ball, said the assistant. I guess part of the fine points.
This is that wonderful slaughtering run from Aaron Barry. Again, one little touch. Well, are they European quality, Phil, do you think, Getafe? Because I think that this is a rock-solid team built on good foundations, and this coach, Bordalas, has them well, I used the word went over today, drilled. This is a coached team, and they all buy into it and produce a different type of footballing attack that we see in La Liga, but man alive are they tough to get past, and Real Madrid will be a big whew in that locker room after this game if this scoreline stands.
See some of the fans heading for the exits.
Oh, look at they shaking it. I don't know what else I could have done today. And he's right.
We'll find out in a month's time, because Ajax a good test. Maybe not the Ajax of last year, but they were, bar a Valencia miracle, a Champions League knockout stage team. This Getafe side hard to score against. Foul against Casemiro.
And you need to have a good goalkeeper to stop them from scoring in a big way. There's a variety that they come at you with, and the direction, the directive, Phil. Very, very direct side. Here we go again.
Quick restart. Real Madrid a little flat-footed. Jai back for Cucurella. Needed a better service. Casemiro clears. Was it 16 goals combined between Angel, Mata, and Molina in La Liga play? Molina keeps it alive. Portillo just behind Angel. You can see Real Madrid trying to keep Getafe back. Bordalas trying to push them forward. Militao into the center, but off target. Mauro Arambari. Nice ball wide for Cucurella.
Yes, this Arambari, isn't he?
Caresses, glancing header across. So close, Maximovic. Portillo. Suarez. Portillo. Top of the box again. Arambari. Modric in the way. A little chip, but no problem for Courtois. Courtois' heroics in the first half, helping Real Madrid stay in for the Varane attacks, and now trying to hang in there is Getafe putting pressure on.
Well,
90th minute, but again, how much time to be added?
I think descriptive is spot on, Phil. Real Madrid have been hanging in there this entire game, and there's something admirable about that, because when they haven't been able to put their game together, whether it's because of Getafe's press and this wonderful energy that they bring and the combative nature of a city derby, regardless, earned the right to win. Solid defense in a lot of ways, but again, broken record. The Courtois accolades. That's right. Look out.
Chance for Vinicius, takes the extra touch, and maybe should have taken it first time.
Oh, David Soria, we've been giving Courtois all the credit in the world, and Soria, but tip your hat to the ex-Sevilla man, ex-Real Madrid youth. David Soria, because he denies Vinny here, narrowing the angle quickly. I think Vinny maybe does the right thing, trying to chip him, because the angles are covered beautifully. And there's the attempted chip. He just doesn't screw his foot around it quite efficiently. He's got nothing to shoot at downstairs, so he goes upstairs and a little unlucky. Good goalkeeping.
Takedown is either grabs hold of Molina. The referee sees nothing. Well, fans, you see, they might be out of their seat, but they're standing behind the stands just hoping to see a goal to celebrate. 5 minutes added, and that might actually be a bit shy.
I agree.
Mendy. So it's not quite in the book yet. 6 minutes now, they'll say. Casemiro. Long for Vinicius. Daconam and Soria combined. Each of the 3 matches to start round 19 have been nail biters. See what happens with Atletico and Levante to come. Vinicius flips it into the middle. Bale denied by Cabrera. Slamming into Jovic to try and turn it upfield. All's fair, says the referee.
I think the 2 youngsters as well for Real Madrid, Militao and Mendy, deserve a little bit of recognition. It's been a tough game, a tough, dark alley that they have had to walk down tonight, missing Sergio Ramos, their leader, of course. So they've stood up well.
Valverde sneaks it in for Bale, turns it through, and Soria gets the hand down in time to deny. Bale back to his left, blocked by Daconam. The Welshman can't buy a goal.
Fede Valverde deserves thundering applause again here. Look at this from the Uruguayan. Magic ball. Dagger presented. Gareth fluffs his lanes because of great goalkeeping again by David Soria, who has kept this scoreline down brilliantly. Look at this. That's a great save. It's not as much of a bad miss because Gareth, hey, I think every footballer in the world, probably, other than 1 or 2, would have done exactly the same thing. Needed that extra little touch and hesitation, but as I said, it needs to be one of the gods of the game to pull that one out. Great save. Wonderful play from Fede Valverde.
The match reporters are going to focus on the ball that he punched backwards into his own net, but 5 saves by Soria have kept it close for Getafe.
Yeah.
Valverde. And again, it's not just the defensive play, not just the motor coming back from an offside position here, though, but it was vision like that that makes you think, maybe there is something to some of those transfer reports for Real Madrid.
Well, he deserves to be in the team, Phil, unquestionably. And Zidane resting the lad. Young player being bled in, but being bled in beautifully, and the star of the future, unquestionably. How many Charruas we got on this field here today? He's
Chance
probably the best of the lot. But there's some other good company from that tiny little country.
Suarez got Mbadi among them. Cabrera on the back line, who was also denied a goal of his own.
Yep.
Dangerous to the 6. Cut out before Molina. Volleyed by Suarez, but high. Do you think Valverde has put to bed those Pogba rumors?
Not at all. I think they'll be there forever. This is Real Madrid you're talking about. They ain't going to shy away, especially with all the shenanigans that's happening with Paul Pogba and his agent and everything else. There's certainly A lot to be played out, but the Italians evidently knocking hard on the door. Juventus, of course, and Internazionale for Paul Pogba, but with a player like Valverde, I tell you what, Phil, you take a poll for the Madridistas, which one would you rather have? I think there'd be a lot that would say the Charrua. He ain't carrying the big luggage that Pogba has, but undeniably Paul Pogba, a top quality player when he's on.
Jai draws the foul. Mendy, meanwhile, getting a little extra in. Militao as well, getting his dander up. And it looks like Portillo will get the counterbalanced yellow card. A respectable performance by Getafe, but bar a last-minute miracle, they will go down to defeat in their first match of 2020.
I think it's been an admirable performance, Phil. More than, and again, the derby, and referee taking it all into consideration. Had a tough one to handle, the ref here today, but I think he's kept the lid on the pot. Lovely release from Gareth.
And a chance now for Valverde. Modric motoring. Valverde across. Squares for Luka! And maybe the best goal of the bunch for the former best player on earth.
Well, Jovic deserves as much credit, if not more, than Luka. But Luka bursts his heart for his team for the third goal. There's no question it flatters Real Madrid in some ways, but it's a beautiful breakaway goal. And right here, you see Decorum getting robbed, and then this slipped in ball, but Gareth Bale immaculate with his pass. Luka running like someone with a food mixer down his shorts, and it is set to beat. A wonderful vision. Knows exactly where the pass is, delicate with the touch, outside of the right foot, into stride, red carpet pass, 3-0, and good night Vienna.
Credit to Mendy as well for starting it. Bale at midfield, a true team goal that makes it appear more comfortable than it was. Real Madrid 3, Getafe nothing.
Well said, Phil. Unquestionably an authoritative scoreline, but man, did they earn this one. And the man who set the table, polished the cutlery, was the ex-Genk man, Thibaut Courtois, man of the match.
4 saves for the big Belgian. Varane with a goal, and Modric with the capper. Real Madrid, top of the table, but can they keep it? For Getafe, a frustrating day to start the new year, but there will be more to come. Throwing a gauntlet down, but tasting defeat at home for just the second time this season.